This is Ashton Marcus, and I'm on location at the Gem Theater for the opening of the Holiday Gem.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
Adriana Sanchez. Now, I have been doing theater for the last 35 years. This is, I don't know, maybe my 10th show here at the Gem Theater. I've done a few other parts like Avida here. I've done Reno Sweeney in Anything Goes, Maisie Bird in Seussical, and different parts like that here. Tonight I played Mrs. Santa Claus. Mrs. Santa Claus in this play is an old Las Vegas showgirl, and one day Santa Claus goes and he watches her in the audience, and then he steals her away and takes her to the North Pole, and then she ends up becoming Mrs. Santa Claus for all the elves, and she's trying to help the kids find Santa, and ultimately she's really helping one of the little girls, Holly, find her Christmas spirit again and believe in Santa Claus again.
Well, I loved your character.
Thank you.
I love characters like that.
Thank you. She's fun. She's fun and she's funny, and it's like she just says whatever comes to her mind and is just free, and so she's a lot of fun. I have a really great time playing her. Yeah.
Actually, I've heard some comments about shows like this because it's very old-fashioned.
Yes.
I remember in a show a couple of months ago, someone said, "Oh, this reminds me of episodes of Carol Burnett's show." But then after I was thinking about, Carol Burnett had a very big following. A lot of people watched her. Why do you think she was so enjoyable?
I think because she was funny, and I think because she said the things that people are thinking, but they didn't actually say. And her facial expressions and her movement and the way she moved her body that matched her funniness. So I think it's funny, and I think people laugh at it, and she was very, very talented. I thought she was a very talented character. Physically funny, as well as, what she was saying was funny, and her face matched it. So I think that's a old art that I think people love, and I think people really appreciate that kind of art.
Also, every single week she had almost like an entire Broadway musical every single week.
Yes.
And it was a big show. It was a lot of songs in it.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
I do. Yes, I do remember that. And it was everybody wanted to be on her show, and they wanted to be showcased because she was funny and she was popular, and people loved tuning into her because they never knew what she was going to do, and they never knew what was going to happen. So I think people really enjoy that live, that excitement of the live theater. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I like the performance today.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
Chris Harper. I've been doing shows here at the Gem for the past 8 years, on and off. I work both on stage and behind the scenes, helping out with some of the other stuff that they do here. I am the character of Elroy in the show, and I'm also the writer of the script. Elroy is an elf who he's one of Santa's holiday magic technicians. It's his job to make sure that all the children in the world keep their Christmas spirit alive and well, and he goes out and does everything he can to make sure that they get that.
So you actually wrote the script? What inspired you for this?
It happened, we started it 3 years ago. They had created a show that had a bunch of songs in it, and Nicole Cassesso decided that she wanted to add a story along with it. And so her and I got together and we brainstormed a few ideas and came up with the idea of the character of Elroy and the two little girls, and we decided to weave the story in between the songs that we'd already decided to put in the show. And each year we keep changing it just a little bit to make it a little fresh to the audience, but to keep that same energy and the spirit of Christmas in it.
I was thinking through this thing, but I realized that basically as a Christmas that I have to look through a different eye. Your character actually said something very nice about the meaning of Christmas.
Yeah, I think it's something to remember that Christmas, it means a lot of different things to different people, and just because you may believe in the Jesus Christ and Him being the Savior, and that's great, and you may just celebrate Christmas as believing in Santa Claus, or you may just want to celebrate time with your family, and it doesn't really matter what you believe Christmas is, as long as you have joy and you spread that joy to others, and Christmas can be anything you want it to be.
Another thing about this style, I do see this as a reminiscent style towards, say, older eras like the 20s and the 30s, where actually they did things like this. There were no real there's no Sweeney Todd. There was there wasn't even a South Pacific where they talked about interracial marriage and all that. It was actually very innocent. And I'm thinking about, I've heard someone actually do a comment of a show that, this reminds me of an episode from Carol Burnett.
Right.
But when you think about it, Carol Burnett had a lot of viewers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think people enjoy seeing things that are innocent and that they can share with their whole family. They don't, sometimes the edgier things are great and they can teach us a lot, but sometimes you just need the wholesomeness of a good family show to really enjoy your evening.
Well, thank you very much for being on the show.
All right, you're welcome. Have a good day.
Hi, my name is Ashton I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
John Gillies. I work for the Postal Service, and all my spare time I acting, and I've been here at the Gem for the last year. So I'm very happy to be here, and look forward to more adventures here at the theater.
Great. And which character did you play?
Ernie the Elf. He is the toy distribution leader, and he is looking for his partner to help him because Santa Claus was missing. So we go on this mission to try to find Santa Claus. So I'm quite frantic, and as a boss, I have responsibilities.
Actually, I loved your really quirky character.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. One question about performances like this. There wasn't a whole lot of drama, like people didn't die, and there wasn't a whole lot, of edgy. There wasn't a murder or some heinous crime. There wasn't a great villain or anything like that. What do you think about this? Because I've heard some people say that shows like this are kind of like too sweet, they're too nice, they're too vanilla.
I know exactly what you're saying, and that's why my particular character, even though this is a lighthearted show, I try to bring an element of realistic to it to try to balance that out so it's not too candy coated. Yeah. So, but it's still a holiday show, and we can't have it too serious. But there are serious moments to it. Yeah.
I remember someone once commented a show that I saw before. This seems like an episode out of Carol Burnett.
Oh, see, that's exactly how I would a variety show like that, and that is kind of where my character drive is coming from. Is that style of comic performance?
Yeah, and actually, a lot of people watch Carol Burnett. A huge amount of people.
I'm a big fan, and that's why I draw my acting from is that style. Very it's presentational, and it's just that's exactly what I'm going for. It's a variety show style.
Okay, well, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
Nicole Casesso. I am an actor in the Holiday Gem, and I'm also the co-founder and manager of the theater.
And which character did you play tonight?
I played a couple different characters, but I was one of the lead singer-dancers.
Actually, I loved one of your characters play the kind of a goofy character you played.
Yeah, during a song called Dear Mr. Santa, I get to come out with a giant snowflake on my head and some fun glasses and pretty much have free reign of the stage and the moment.
So why'd you guys go with that kind of character?
There's a lot of late nights. And it comes from within. I think she might always be with me.
Believe it or not, characters like that actually made this for me because it was actually just a bunch of singing. Otherwise, there's no real acting. But quirky characters like that, the elf, I just like that a lot.
Thank you. Yeah, we wanted to create just a really fun, friendly show for everybody that everyone could have a good time with. I think there's a little bit of something contemporary music, traditional music, a little more of the religious music. You get all the different beautiful costumes. It's everything great about the holiday season rolled up into one.
This actually reminds me of something a critic once said of another show that I saw, not at this theater, but another place. They said this reminds me of an episode from the Carol Burnett show, and he actually meant that as a slight. But when I think back at it, a lot of people watched Carol Burnett. A lot of people really liked it too.
I take that as a huge compliment. I think Carol Burnett is brilliant, and any comparison to her I will take and I will run with. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, because again, this was a little different from the type of theater I usually see. I usually see theater where someone gets killed, or it's a murder, or suicide, incest, or something like that. That's actually the stuff I really watch. But again, this is a little more lighter to the Christmas side of it. But again, I found it enjoyable. Plus also very appropriate for the season.
I have to agree. It's definitely lighter than incest and killing. If you're looking for that, don't come to the Holiday Gem. If you're looking for a really fun, good time and you want to sing along, come and see our show.
Well, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Spencer Misitich. I'm 21 years old. I'm a student at Cal State Fullerton, and this is my third show at the Gem. I was part of the adult ensemble.
So what do you think about this performance?
I mean, I think it's a wonderful show, and it's great for families and everybody, you know. Everybody loves the holiday season, and I think this perfectly evokes all the holiday emotions. It's just a great family show.
You know, I was actually once at a show a couple of months ago when another critic actually said, this reminds me of an episode from Carol Burnett. He meant it as a cut, you know, as a slight. But actually, I was thinking about, you know, a lot of people watch Carol Burnett.
Yeah, she's an icon, and that isn't so much a cut, it's a compliment. Because Carol Burnett is a wonderful comedian, she's a genius, and everybody knows who she is.
Plus also her shows, she had almost a full Broadway show every single episode.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, she's an icon, and like to be compared to the Carol Burnett show is wonderful. It's great.
Well, again, I like this show. Actually, this show it's good for the family. It has a good holiday spirit, and it actually reminds me a lot of the songs that are playing right now by another radio show, and a lot of people listen to that too. And it just happens to be a very popular season.
Yeah, it's a great show for the holiday season, and it's perfect for everyone. So I encourage everyone to come out and see it.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
Damian Lorton, Artistic Director of the Gem Theater.
Great, and also, did you direct this piece?
I did. I musically directed the show tonight.
Great. Okay, so could you tell me a little bit about the performance tonight?
Well, it's a holiday show. It's more than just a musical review. It's an actual through-line, storyline. We started this about 7 years ago here at the Gem, and it has different incarnations every single time. This year we have a cast of 30, over 100 costumes, 7 live musicians. It's a fantastic, fun family show.
So why did you decide to do this piece?
One of my patrons actually talked me into it. When I was a kid, I grew up watching all the Christmas specials, Carol Burnett and Julie Andrews special, and those were big influences on us and what we did tonight. And really, it's just to bring the community together at a special time of the year and to welcome in the holidays.
Actually, you know, I was thinking a little bit about this because of a comment that another critic once said about a show. You know, Carol Burnett actually did almost like an entire Broadway musical every single week.
Oh, definitely. And if you look back at the days of that, her guest stars were always Broadway stars. They were all, and a lot of her dancers were the dancers off of Hullabaloo, which was also Bob Fosse's team, and a lot of the dancers from the older variety shows. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems to be somewhat of a period piece, but actually it was very popular back in its day.
Oh, very much so, very much so.
Yeah. You think there's an audience for it currently, nowadays?
I think if it finds its niche, there's, you know, great entertainment will always be great entertainment. It's ageless. You know, we have I Love Lucy, 60, 70 years later, that's still on TV that people watch. So yeah, I think that something like that could come back tremendously.
Well, I like the performances here. I also like the show itself because, again, I was listening to Coast, a rival radio station, and they played nothing but Christmas music. And I hear that some people actually, the only time they tune into that radio station is during this period just to hear the Christmas music.
Oh, yeah. I think there's so much great Christmas music out there and so much holiday music. And I think one of the charming things about this show is that we've taken both traditional as well as contemporary, fun and frolic, and we've made it all work together in a way where you're not rehashing the same tunes over and over again, but that they're new sound with a familiar sound.
Okay, one thing I've noticed on this one that was different from the other ones is you had a lot of children playing on this one.
Yes.
Yeah, what was going on with that?
Well, I think the holidays are about family and about children. And I think it's important to incorporate them into a show like this. I also think it's so important to be able to give children, young artists who are out there training and taking dance classes and taking voice classes, the opportunity to use what they've learned and to get on stage and to do it. And I think this is the perfect show to do it. And I think they're utilized in the perfect manner. It gives them an opportunity to perform, but they're not the main focus of the show. They've got a few minutes that they're out on stage. They get to show their talents, and then they get to incorporate part of the whole family feel of the holidays.
What do you think of the old adage, don't ever work with animals or children?
Well, I would agree with that, but I have to tell you, there's a difference between just working with a child and working with a professional child. And these are professional kids that we have here, and I'm really proud to have them part of the show.
Actually, I was quite impressed with the way the children behaved. I was quite impressed with the way they performed. I especially liked the way they danced.
Oh yeah, they're great dancers. You know, they worked hard, and when we cast the kids, you know, the first thing I say is I'm going to treat you like adults. I don't personally like children myself, so I don't treat them like children. I treat them like adults. So they come here and they have a job to do, and they understand their job, and their job is to get on stage and do the best that they can do. It's the same that everyone's job is here. And I think that it's so important for kids to be involved in theater because it teaches them discipline, it teaches them responsibility, and it gives these kids an outlet. You know, not everyone plays sports, not everyone is going to win the spelling bee, and kids who are talented sometimes don't always fit in, so they need a place where they can feel part of the team, where they can utilize their talents and their efforts, and that they can be a place to be special and to be unique, but at the same time to be around other people who are just like them.
I once heard of a program. First of all, I don't do musical theater for children. I refuse to do it for a lot of reasons. One of them is basically I once heard of a show that had like 70 kids in it. They were charging each kid like $1,000. They made the parents buy 10 tickets each, and the show basically was just make money. And again, 70 kids, a lot of them didn't even belong on stage. A lot of them were just terrible.
Well, one of the reasons that I don't like children's theater is that reason exactly. I don't think that anyone should ever pay to play. I don't believe in that concept. You know, the kids here who come, they're not charged anything. They're not expected to sell tickets. They're not expected to sell ad space. They're expected to come here, work hard, and do their job. And that's what they're expected, and that's what they get. And I think with that comes the responsibility and the discipline that I spoke of earlier.
Well, I like the performance very much. Also, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming out and spread the word for us. Let people know we're out here doing this.
The Holiday Gem will be playing at the Gem Theater from November 27th to December 20th. For more information, go to www.onemoreproductions.com or theorangecurtainrev.com.